All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see. Give it 15 seconds. Sweet. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Card Talk. As always, brought to you by myself, Tyler Schmidt. Got a little reverb there. I think it looks like it's 20-second delay is what I typically have. Worthless Wax in the building. My man Wizard Koala, aka Bernard, is in from Poland. And it feels good. It feels good. It feels good to be back in the saddle. We took last week off. First time in about 8 weeks, I think, that we took off. And then the show before that, we were in Poland, live from the bedroom at about 1 AM or so. And so we are now back regularly scheduled programming for the foreseeable future. It is St. Patrick's Day. We're recording. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's Tuesday. I feel like St. Patrick's Day is a little soft this year, but I had to go with the green hat and mantle. If I'm honest, it was a coincidence. I felt like green was gonna go good with my fit today, and then around 9:45 at the office, someone was like, "Nice work on the St. Patty's Day hat," and I was like, "Very much so, thank you for that." Yep, I definitely had that in mind, but that is not the case. Things have been good. Things have been good over from this end. Um, I was over in Europe for about 10 days. I was in Poland, getting things ready for Jerry. Good to see you. Getting things ready for my wedding, which is upcoming in June. Still toying around what the collectible play, what the collectible strategy is. What can everyone take home? I'm someone that collects random things, so, like, I've been excited about we're getting married in a Catholic church over there. I'm excited about the pamphlet, last pamphlet. I'm like, I gotta sneak some things in there, maybe a nice quote or something. Tekken Sports is in the building. Slightly late today, Tekken. Slightly late. I gotta make note of that. Um, so I'm very excited about that. My Polish is like lessons a couple times a week. My Polish is really coming along, and you really can feel it when you go over there and everyone's start to talk Polish, and I can pick up a little bit. Jerry says, the girls always throw a bouquet. You definitely need to throw a box of friends or Pokemon for the homies." That's definitely a thought. It's definitely a thought, although I'm not throwing nothing. I'm keeping that to the chicks. They said dudes do some of that. It's like there's a list of things. Yes, no, yes, no. That's on the out. But St. Patty's Day had me thinking about some of the most iconic Irish legends. Obviously, we all know Conor McGregor, big one. Rory McIlroy, shout out Rory. Golf season is coming around the corner. I'm getting chirped by Bernard about destroying me in golf. I don't think that's gonna be the case. Something that I'm very bullish on that I don't know if I'm gonna execute it, but I would like to, even though I believe others are. I think that there's so much within golf, collectibles around golf. So I play golf at this place, my buddy belongs to this Myopia Hunt Club, which is a very well-known, famous club up in, the Northeast, and I just collect random things. So this was like the notepad, like a very old place, and we stayed on the property. They had, like, maybe 3 or 4 rooms, and I don't know, this notepad was hanging out somewhere, and I sniped that, stuck it in my thing, and, like, 4 years later, I'm writing on the notepad, and I remember that round. I also sniped a pencil from somewhere at Myopia Hunt Club. And, your golfers, they're just like little knickknacks. They're things some people travel and bring home the shot glass. But I think in golf, people wear logos, and there's a lot of collectability around logos. I have this thought around blind box for ball markers. So, like, a blind boxed product that is ball markers that include the logos from, clubs and local clubs and has, like, gemstones, or they might have certain levels of, like, rare earth materials. So I think there's something there. Collectability in golf, not golf cards, but downstream of that. Back to the Irish folks of the day. My favorite one, I believe, is Roy Keane, footy legend. My boy Cam might know a little bit about. Shout out all the Irish. I have not had a Guinness yet. See, I'm going to Fly Fish tonight. I'm gonna see if they have Guinness, the old one-day St. Patty's Day tour. I'm excited to check that out. So, Poland was also very good. I pulled up on a shop. So I've now been to Krakow. I think 4 or 5 times, and each time I go, I try to go see different stores. And the first 2 times I went to these comic shops that were very old school, low key bins of comics, um, but I hadn't really found a good card shop. And just on this past visit, I came across a new coffee and singles shop. I think it was called Guildmage, which is a type of card, I believe, from Magic the Gathering. And homie was dope. He opened it 8 months ago. He was doing board games and wax at first, and then he started to move into singles, and he said it's really taken off. There's some coffee and singles. It was the only shop that I know of in Krakow, but it just goes to show that the hobby is really, really growing in all parts of the world. I was having, um who was I with? Where was I with? Oh, I was with my boy Giannis from Trace and Chase earlier this week, and we were talking about the UK market. I was just in the UK as well, and, even the lengths that we've gone with the development, the maturity of the UK market, it is still so, I would say, young and so much opportunity, well, from, retail shop, uh, presence, from the overall supply getting there, which will open the door for the shops and for breaking, because right now import, export, added fees, platform fees, all of that, is a hindrance, but grading will be over there. All of this in due time will be available in every major market around the world. That back to the theme of a lot of card talk, grading companies, alternative grading companies. I remain bullish on PSA, but I've now been to these markets where I've seen slabs, modern Pokemon at scale, baseball at scale, and there's an entire subset of collectors that are enjoying collecting that a modern PSA 8 versus PSA 9, which might be a $21 card versus an $18 card, which is both below the cost of grading, they're not really buying and collecting it for that. People want good slabs, protective slabs, and I think that there's real opportunity in that, and then that bolsters further the high end of what a PSA slab can and will look like. Um, these things just take time operationally, marketing, but all of those, efficiencies that happen. So those are things I'm excited about. I was at the Nets game in Barclays last night. Barclays, great arena, trash hoop. I mean, I saw the Nets versus the Blazers. The Nets literally have a squad of just, like, create a player default dudes from 2K. It's crazy. I feel like for 2.5 years, I've been watching them, and they're all the same player, but they're all different. It makes no sense. They don't even really try. And then they did have that homie Danny Wolf, he's nice. He's got some nice passing. And, the Blazers have a decent little squad. Dude, Denny, Avita was a nice card. He was getting a lot of whistles. My boy was living at the line. And then they had big man, drawing a blank on his name. I think he was a UConn center, big boy, 7'2", could get up and down the floor. Good player. All it made me realize is Wemby's 7'4", and, like, I need to see Wemby in person. I need to see Wemby in person ASAP. So the trip was good. We hosted an event in London, met with a lot of the guys, one of them being Jamie, one of my favorite people, one of them being Neum, from, Sports Card Direct. And then being 2 of them being Kobe and Jordan from Edition One, who then I hosted the event with. Those have been official partners of ours in the UK for VFriends Super Stickers on the distribution side. They then turned around and went to Dallas. This is a miss by me. I should have had someone on here for a Dallas debrief, because I heard the show was strong. Couple of my buddies from Got Soul went down there, as a lot of these sneaker or other cultural conference conventions, have seen what's happening in the card, show space and trying to figure out how to bring that audience and do a little bit more crossover. So those are things that are all brewing. On my list of notes here for things to talk about, we will Card Talk, myself, Caleb, the team will be hosting a March Madness bracket. Madness bracket. I know it's Tuesday at 7:10 by the time this gets published to the wider podcast, feed. It'll be 9 AM on the East Coast, so there will be 24 hours, 27 hours to get your bracket in, but the winning gift will be each World Cup Prism hobby box. I hope that thing doesn't run me 500 bucks. It might. I'm just throwing it out there. That's what it's gonna be. That's the product that means the most to me in my collecting days and my collecting journey. Speaking of which, 2018 World Cup Prism. Uh, so whenever it comes out, so we're leading up to World Cup, starting to heat up under 90 days. March Madness will end. Then we're gonna have NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and World Cup. The winner of that will receive an official sealed hobby box of 2026 World Cup Prism. Very excited about that Panini product. I remain as bullish as ever on two things: OG Pokemon Vintage First Edition, 1999. The pops, they are very low. Even the high pops are very low. And as more and more supply comes into modern, even the number, if it stays the same, is actually less. The total pie grows and those stay the same, it's less. And Harry, you just search on eBay Harry Potter PSA or Harry Potter Panini or Harry Potter TCG. The sales are ticking up. And I think next week, in the next 10, 12 days, audio's off. Is my audio off? Like timing wise or what? Caleb, you might have some bunk internet though, bro. Cam, is my audio off? Nah, it's good. See, we good. Caleb, I knew it was your internet, bro, because he's a little bit it's iffy, bro. Wizard Koala, you agree, Bernard? If you're trolling me, because Jerry said it's good, I got 3 verse 2, and Bernard might be trolling. He's in Poland. He can be he's a of the internet kid. He knows how to troll. Back to my point. Harry Potter, the show is coming. I don't wanna be the person that was like, I do this both because I need to make moves. I want other people to make moves. Last time this happened was Carlos Alcaraz, and I watched him lose in the semis, um, at Indian Wells, but damn well my boy literally redid his whole kitchen on some Carlos Alcaraz plays, and I didn't make a single one, but I and now collectability around Harry Potter. If you've been following collecting at large, everyone's talking about all different things, downstream from the Pikachu sale. Dinosaur bones are hot. Collecting is hot in general, but the financialization of culture, so, okay, movie props, the original Harry wand, all of that stuff is good. Worthless wax. Which Harry Potter do you consider rookie card? TCG, Panini sticker, or the Panini illustrated sticker that came out before the movie? I I've done 2 things. I've picked up some of the TCG, and I've picked up Panini sticker. What is my true answer on what is the rookie? The thing is, the reason I like the Panini sticker is because I think that when all is said and done, when people think of Harry Potter in their brain, it is Harry Potter from the movies, and I think to me, that is what I would consider a rookie. It's a Philosopher's Stone, tag. It's a 1 TCG. I think there's room for both. I'm gonna die in the hill that I like the Panini sticker because the photo of Harry, of Hermione, of Ron, I like them as is. The Grails are really the autos art box, but those are going bananas. I think Emma Watson just crazy numbers. And then lastly, this is just completely random, but I watched this show, Tell Me Lies, with my fiancé, and wild show. It's like a college drama classic Hulu show. It just keeps popping in my head, and it's not because there are an immense amount of rated X scenes, but just like the drama and stories that they were coming up with. I'm like, "Damn, people really be living like this in college? Y'all are crazy." But then I go to like, yeah, I guess it's happening everywhere. My point, which is the drama that is in breaking and the hobby. This what was it this past week? Someone's like, "In 24 hours, the biggest news in the hobby is gonna come, blah, 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 da, da, da." Yeah, okay, sure. And it's, a lawyer, probably respectable lawyer, but lawyers gotta make money too, and they also want their name, and they wanna be the one that made the law change and the rule change, so that they can put it on their career resume and then go to the next firm or they can get more clients. So, like, you gotta think people don't think about this. Adrian, my guy from down under, people don't think about this enough. A lot of times when you see someone suing someone, it's 'cause the lawyer went to someone and said, "Yo, I think you should sue them because we can both get a bag off of this." It's not 'cause someone picked up the phone, called the lawyer, and said, "Yo, I really been thinking about this. I don't think I should sue this person." Most of the times, it's the lawyer being like, "Yo, you got a case here. Let's go get this money. Let's go get this notoriety." And that is what this one trust me, that is what this is about. This is not some person that sat back and said, "You know what? I think it's my turn to sue whatnot." No, it was someone that understands the game that said, "I could probably get enough people on the line to sign up for this, so we got a real case that we can all make some money too." Then when it passes, I'm now a bigger lawyer. So just be careful. Be careful about what do they say? You can always find the money and find why something's going down. But all that to say, that was my little what's on your mind. I didn't realize it's 7:17. As always, we do things a little bit delayed here, car talk. But nothing else. I hope you're doing well. We're gonna get into some interviews here. I'm very pumped because my guy, Cam, twofold, footy, we met for 5 seconds before the show in person. We've jammed in DM. Maybe we've run into each other at a card show. But these are the types of combos that I like having, which is dudes in the trenches. Yes, there's all different platform, new company, this, that, what have you, but dudes in the trenches, chicks in the trenches, making trades, collecting, entrepreneurial, whether it's biz, what have you. So I'm excited to welcome my boy Cam to the stage for an in-depth convo about what's happening.
How's it going?
I know. All right, wait, hold up. Now I gotta fix this. One second.
Hi
There we go.
everyone.
There he is. Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. All right, give me one
Good.
second. Speaker, boom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Beauty. That's what might have been going on. I might have known what's going on. Joshua Plummer, you might have been right, Caleb. The audio might have been slightly delayed now that I think about it. Cam, talk to me. Whereabouts are you today?
I'm in Scotland. So a little bit far from you. um,
Where in
yeah, it's
Scotland are you?
11. What was that, sorry?
Where in Scotland are you?
Yeah, yeah. Top end of Scotland, northeast.
Which is where?
Um,
Like, what's the name of the city?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen. So I'm
Yeah,
coming
very
to I'm
cold.
I'm coming to Scotland for some golf, I think, later this year.
Oh, give me a shout.
I definitely got to. Cam, talk to
Yeah,
me. What's the scene in Scotland? What's the collecting scene?
yeah, so the hobby's very early in Scotland just now. Obviously, we've got the Scotland Card Show coming up in June. That's getting hosted at
Is that the
the.
first one of its kind, or
It's the first one that sports is sort of came into it.
because
Mainly,
what?
it's
There's
been
been TCG versions before?
yeah, yeah. So TCG, Pokemon, One Piece. That's sort of taking control for the last couple of years.
Mhm.
And the organizers are now looking at sports,
Yeah,
which obviously I'm using myself because I'm into my sports.
love it. How
Um,
long have you been collecting sports cards for?
oh, geez. Well, since I was a kid, I'm
Amazing.
now 30 years old, so I've been collecting for 20 plus years,
And
really.
is there a local shop, or like what's kind of talk to me about the community? How do you
Yeah,
engage in it from Scotland?
so in Scotland, there's probably only about four shops in the whole country.
In the country.
So, and the majority of them are south the Aberdeen, so I'm about 4 hours drive if I wanted to go to a card shop,
Yep.
which isn't ideal, but I do travel quite a bit, um, and I'm always looking to visit card shops and attend shows. So,
And do you think there's a scene of collectors in Scotland?
um, it's a hard one to say, really. There is, but in terms of sports, they don't buy and sell. It's mainly just collectors.
Yep.
They'll hold on to their cards long term. So, me personally, I don't make a lot of trades within Scotland.
Mhm.
Obviously, I have my business, Cam's Cards,
Mhm.
and part of that is obviously buying and selling. So I have to do all my stuff in Europe
Yeah.
and
And
the US.
have you been to London Card Show? I
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
Berlin show's been bubbling a little bit. Are you traveling?
yeah.
Are you hitting the EU?
I was wanting to go to the Dublin Card Show recently. Didn't end up going, but yeah, definitely. I'm here, there, and everywhere in terms of London Card Show, Scotland Card Show. I want to do Fanatics next year and the National next year.
Mhm.
That's
We
a
need you there.
big goal of mine. I want
What,
to.
when you talk about sports, are we talking footy? I know your IG page a little bit. So footy,
Yeah,
basketball,
NBA. Yeah, Wemby.
NFL,
A little bit at NFL. Yeah. Um,
hockey,
no hockey. No.
and then what's the random sport that you would blow my face off because it's popular in Scotland? Are people doing rugby?
There's rugby, but that's not really. People don't really collect rugby. I
Got
don't
it.
even think there is a set within rugby.
And then as footy, are you collecting personally, business? What's like the hot? What products are moving for you right now? What's hot?
Yeah, so for myself right now, it's soccer, well, football.
Yep.
That's moving for me. Mainly, obviously, you've got the World Cup coming up,
Hmm.
which is huge. I know
What are
you
you
touched
backing
on
winning?
that. I'm backing Germany or France. So I'm heavy in on the likes of Mbappe,
Mhm.
Dembele. Dembele's market isn't that great, but I'm now
Which is
touching on.
weird. Which is weird.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, I picked up a T5 auto of Dembele 2 days ago, and I was less than £100,
Yeah.
which I think works up $130,
Mhm.
which is crazy considering he won the
Bud
Ballon
is
d'Or.
such a
And
star, and
yeah,
it's
like if
just
you were to
like,
try and pick up a T5 Messi
yeah,
auto, you would be
yeah. Now those
thousands.
people, that's like comparing Jordan and like
Yeah,
Jamal Crawford in some ways, but uh he is your to your point. He just won the Champions League as the leading man,
yeah,
a Ballon d'Or. But
it's
when he
just
goes to
crazy.
play for France, he's not the guy.
He doesn't really turn up.
No.
It's mainly Mbappe really that's the guy for France
Mhm.
at the minute, and I do think he's going to
Who on the
really
prospecting front? Who do you think are the biggest prospects in football?
biggest prospects for me. Um, Obviously you've got Yamal.
Mhm.
Everyone's raving about Yamal. He's going to be the next big player in the
Yeah.
world of football. You've got people that are underrated. You've got Pavlovicic
Mhm.
for Bayern Munich. He's 21, and he's a starter for Bayern Munich. He's a starter for Germany. He's definitely a player that people should be looking to invest in. You get them very cheap as well. It's not
Mhm.
really an expensive set player to buy. Um, Another player that you could probably look at is the other Bayern Munich player. I can't pronounce his name. You'll know who I'm on about though.
The short the very young short kid. But
Yes.
let me ask you a question. Max Dowman or Esteval?
Oof. Based off our recent form, Max. Definitely
You said our
Max.
recent form. Are you Arsenal? Are you a Gunners
No,
fan?
no, no. I'm a Man United fan.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Um, which it's been a painful season, but it's definitely getting better.
It's turning around. This is the most fun it's been in quite some time.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I do agree. It's better than watching Aberdeen. Aberdeen's in a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Just
Do you
now.
go to
So
matches? Do you go to the Aberdeen matches?
when I can, yeah,
Yeah.
when I can.
Nice.
I like to go to different sporting events. And I haven't attended an NBA game yet, but it's definitely on the cards.
Yeah, that'll be sick. So, give me a little bit about being a collector in Scotland. What is it that you see? How are you engaging? How do you come across cards? Are you eBay buying from the States? Are you like
Yeah.
what does it feel like? Do you feel remote from the hobby? Do you feel engaged? Are you doing stuff on Instagram? Talk me
Um,
through just like your day to day of your business, buying, selling, and collecting.
yeah, I mean, I've seen a massive shift recently. And the biggest one is people obviously are getting way more selective with who they're buying. Obviously, a couple of years ago, I was seeing people buying everything. There was no selection process, there was nothing. People are just buying everything, £1 cards off of whatnot, etc. Everyone's done it. And now it's more about quality. So like top players, low serial numbers, graded cards, etc. And obviously in the UK scene, you've got the likes of MGC, you've got Ace, which is mainly TCG, but the likes of MGC is kind of growing in the UK scene. Um, so where I'm seeing it is it's mainly London area. So if
Mhm,
I'm needing in the UK, if I'm needing to buy, it's normally people down in England way.
mhm.
And I've got a bit of a network building in the States as well. So I've had a few invites to come out to see you guys. So
Yeah,
I
we
will be
got
absolutely.
we got to get you to New York. Um,
Absolutely.
you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so where do you see the hobby heading in 3 years? I've actually got a second question on the back of your answer.
Okay. Where do I see the hobby heading? I see the hobby heading in two places, two ways. One, financially, I think that you are going to see uh, volatility continue. And what I mean by that is, I think we're seeing a lot of capital come in on the higher end. I think we're going to continue to see that capital come
Yeah.
in. I think what is happening there is a confluence of something that has been in the underbelly for a long time, which is media and marketing and storytelling now can drive demand to anywhere and anything. Just obviously look
Uh-huh.
at what Logan's done on the Pokemon side, or what
Crazy.
Mr. Wonderful is doing wearing the card to the Oscars. That ability is incredibly important
Yeah.
because funds and firms that are actively looking to continue to divesting into alternative assets and finding larger returns off the back of Bitcoin and just this democratization of information. So I think financially we're gonna see cards that matter continue to rise in price because there's endless amounts of money there, and it is a place and space that has more ability to it's unregulated,
Yeah.
for one, and two, collectors and people follow, I'll say, trends or what other people are interested in, and it has a very the friction to impact what is hot is not that difficult.
Yeah.
So there's that. Financially, I think big cards will continue to go.
Mhm.
Secondarily, I think the hobby is going to continue to be an amazing place and space for friendships, relationships, community. So this next convo, like I'm gonna have with BJ about card shows, I think are gonna continue to be in a growth phase. I think
Yeah.
that we're gonna continue to see the local game store, the local hobby shop, the local bookshop, what have you, rise up in community as if they were there like kind of in the mid 90s as a fight back against digital.
Hmm.
I think digital and AI and everything is going to continue to hyper speed forward. And I think people are really going to tap into that and tap out. And the tap out is where do you get your time with your neighbors and your friends and all of those things. And it's going to be around whether that's going to the gym or what have you. But that's where I think the hobby is going to flourish, whether that's with shows, with third spaces, the coffee shop that's also, you can break or you can go play Dungeons and Dragons or Catan and rip packs. I think that and with Card Talk, the community side of it. So I think you'll see
Uh-huh.
the financialization grow more. Hey, look at the market cap of this. This could go up 7%, and then more. We're just hanging out. People like ripping packs. People like showing
Yeah.
off their collections. This is what I got. Trades, smelly socks, the whole nine. Snacks. Like I think that is going to continue to grow. So I think ticketed
What it's all about.
shows are a big opportunity. That will continue to be a big opportunity. I think brand building still is in the first inning for shops, for collectors like yourself. Like you kind of you were over the last month kind of going back and forth. What's your play? What are you building under? What's your handle? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
so it's Cam's Cards. Obviously, I'm a content creator within the hobby now,
Mhm.
so I buy and sell. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I don't stream and whatnot. I attend shows and buy and sell.
Yeah. And
That's
I think your brand is more important than you realize.
yeah,
So whether it's Cam Cards, but if you just look at what Kyle has done, Kyle Kravitz in the last 2-3 years, literally,
yeah, mental.
whatever, maybe 5, what have you,
Yeah, it's crazy.
not that long. King of the cards, people know King of the cards, King of the cards, King of the cards, hobbyist, King of the cards, hobbyist, clean,
Yeah,
like brand. And as breaking keeps going and collectors and storefront, your Instagram is your storefront, your socials are your storefront. Every post can be a sale. Brand is going to continue to be everything. And I think it's still early days of the hobby understanding and realizing the positioning in and around that. And then that'll
absolutely.
flow into how do you do deals?
Yeah.
Do people like to come back to you and all of that, right? So your brand, and it's something that Card Talk, like the brand equity is there. The execution, I need to keep going. It's almost like more people know about Card Talk than the current execution. You always want your execution to be a little bit better, but we've done a great job just over the years of create the brand. Now we got to back it up more with the execution, but most have execution with just no brand. And that's where you got to stack value in that. Every
Hmm.
sale, you're taking a piece of value and putting it into your brand. That's why showing the sales on social, all of that matters. But that is just an area like Dallas Card Show is Dallas Card Show. They're now doing Dallas Card Show in New Jersey as Dallas Card Show.
Just
Some are like
crazy.
scratching their head or whatnot, but like also like Dallas Card Show, is a good show.
Yeah, yeah,
People know that. In the
yeah.
hobby, it's probably known globally. The National, right? If the National came out and was like, "Oh yeah, we're changing our name to like the annual summer sports car show," I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Same show, but the brand.
People would still call it the national.
They would, and that's why. That's what I'm saying is like
Yeah,
owning your brand matters because you can sell T-shirts, you can sell hats, you can do a lot of different things. I think people go
absolutely.
too early with that. Like they're like 3 months in business and like trying to sell the fucking hat with the logo, and it's like, all right, like
Yeah,
that's not
you
what
need to
that's about.
build. You do
But
need to build.
you got to build trust and understanding that this is what your brand is. This is what it realizes. This is a storefront. This is it's like Walmart or Target or LL Bean. I know if I'm buying something from them, that's what I'm getting. People, that's going to be a big place where the hobby's going. More and more people
Yeah.
understanding that. You
So
had
I've
one
got
more question.
one
Yep.
more question. So do you think the hobby is becoming more about investing than collecting on the back of your reply
Um,
there?
I don't. I don't. I don't.
Okay.
I think that the algorithms put forth content about
Mhm.
financialization because it gets people. Like, our brains are wired that way. And it's like,
Mhm.
that's why the deals clips do well. But on the ground in the day to day, I don't think it's more about financial than collecting. I think set builders are still there. I think people like to
Absolutely.
collect. I think it maybe isn't as sexy, but there's also those stories, good content about just collecting stories. You
Yeah.
know, I think in social media, the algorithms are trained of like number, shock value. I bought this for 5 and now it's 10,000. But like, just like collecting stuff is actually bigger. I
Yeah.
believe that for sure. Like, I bought, like, this is the hobby. This is me collecting. It's just like
Oh,
a
nice.
coaster. It's a coaster. So I actually don't think so, but I think people believe it. And that's why I think it is in a much healthier place than some people tend to realize. I think there is more of that selection that's happening. People aren't just
Yeah.
spraying and praying thinking they are going to make money. So I think that there is totally a space of the financialization getting smarter. Joshua Plummer, modern art for this generation, correct. But
Yeah.
you can meet a lot of people that collect art that aren't in it for the flip.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
And
It's
they'll
always
spend
interesting to hear people's.
$7,000 on a painting or a sculpture because they love the piece of artwork. And I think that is
Yeah.
happening in collecting too,
I get.
in the hobby.
Yeah. I get.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
What do you collect?
I collect football myself. NFL, Patrick Mahomes.
What in football? Nice. Patty Mahomes. What specifically in football do you like to collect? Is it a set? Is it a team? Is it a player?
2016, 2017 select is the GOAT set, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In terms of football in the UK, it's well sought after. Everyone likes it. Yeah, they just don't make it like that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yep. Did you open
Um,
any of the Topps Chrome Premier League?
I did, yeah. I got a
What do you
few
think?
hits. Got a few hits. In terms of the quality of the product, good.
Yeah, I
I
thought so
think it
too.
was really good. The logo factor side of things, to me, I'm not a big lover of it.
Hmm.
Sort of like the color match on the T5s, etc. Like, I'll take Max Stillman for an example. His T5, for instance, isn't a color match. People sell it as a color match, but it's not. And I think the logo factor does have that con, so to
Hmm.
speak.
Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
it's a good product overall.
16, 17 select. That's a good shout. Cam, I appreciate it. Thank you for joining late night in Scotland.
It's 20 to 12,
You're the
20 to
man.
midnight.
You're the man. I appreciate it. Episode will be up
All
tomorrow.
good.
We'll be back in touch, and we got to do some footy deals together. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Cheers. Bye
Cheers.
bye.
Bye. Love it. From deep Scotland. There's been a good amount of international chatter that goes on. And I feel I'm just trying to get insights. I'm trying to understand. My boy's up in Aberdeen. I didn't ask him what it's like to grade a card there, but just in terms of getting your hands on the product, there's still a lot to go. I mean, the UK feels it, let alone Aberdeen, Scotland. So that was good. Yes, I do have the camera that's following me around. It's a gift I got. Even sometimes hand motions throw it off. I got to figure that out. I just like it as a camera, but I don't know if it needs to be like creeping out and following me around. Now it's not doing it, so we're good. How does Europe marketing for soccer cards differ from USA? More or less trade nights, etc. I think it's more because it's just generally in the conversation. I think it's just generally in the conversation more. And I think that there's less competition. Notice how I asked him footy, obviously number one. Then it goes NBA, and then there's a steep fall off. I don't think the fall off is as large here. I mean, we didn't even touch baseball, NHL, which I'm very bullish on hockey, both vintage and some modern. I think hockey is in a really good spot personally. All right. I have our second guest that is going to join. I'm excited about this conversation as well. I've had great back and forth with BJ on Instagram, again, meeting for the first time in person. And it came to be about 30, 45 minutes ago, if you will. But it's a convo we've been looking forward to having together. One of the things that I'm excited to discuss with BJ and get insights is what I was just touching on at the end, which is shows and the growth of shows and how people are approaching shows and what the ins and outs of that looks like. So without further ado, my friend BJ Kroger. Oh, let's go. Who do we got?
Hey.
Who's that cardboard cutout behind you?
Oh, I brought my friend Caitlin with me.
Let's go.
So you'll find out quickly. I'm a Hawkeye. I went to the University of Iowa. So
nice.
And in my community, the Pepsi distributor had this in his office, and he's a friend, and he said, "I'm getting rid of it. What should I do with it?" And I said, "I know where we should put it."
That's amazing. I'm a huge cardboard cutout fan. I've talked about it a bit here. I might have you take a photo. That there's probably I guess there's probably a trademark on it somewhere, but I need to know who made them. I'm trying to get the best vendor for our V Friends cardboard cutouts, because I'm going to start putting cardboard cutouts in hobby shops around the country, and I can't wait. Hawkeyes. Speaking of the Hawkeyes, one of the greatest football games of all time, Penn State, Iowa. I think the final was 6-4.
Yes,
in a good old fashioned Big Ten brawl.
Big Ten smash mouth, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So some good battles.
Are you based in Iowa?
I'm in Quincy, Illinois. So as the crow flies, or really as these days the minivan drives, I'm about a 2-hour drive to Iowa City.
Nice.
We have the tri-state area here, so Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois.
Wait, do they call it the tri-state?
We do, because if you think of the belly of Illinois on the river, I'm right on the Mississippi River, and so you can take a 5-minute trip across the river to Missouri, and about 20 minutes north is Iowa. So
people there actually call that the tri-state area?
Specifically the DMAs, the media markets will call it the tri-state area, because Quincy is a city of 40,000. The micropolitan area is like 100,000. Keokuk, Iowa is like, I want to say 20 to 30,000. And then Hannibal, Missouri, which is 20 minutes south of Quincy, is like another 20 to 30,000.
I'm mind blown. I thought the only tri-state area that existed was New York, New Jersey, and New York, New Jersey, and I guess that's Connecticut. Tri-state, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. I think so.
I feel like there's more states than just the tri-state area there. I feel like you can get.
I agree. That's kind of the Northeast, but like tri-state is like a thing that people say. Right. And now there's multiple tri-states. I'm feeling duped. I'm feeling like I've been frauded.
Maybe we would have stolen it because,
we settled the land first.
That's right.
Yeah. Got it. Perfect. Then we'll get into a debate of who really was first. It's probably UK tri-state, but they weren't states, I don't think.
That's right.
BJ, talk to me. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're going to be a wealth of stats based on those city populations that you just threw out.
Those are rough estimates. Please don't take that to Jeopardy and expect to win.
That's the 2010 census, not the 2020.
That's
right. What's going on? Appreciate you not only tuning in but joining today. And there's a lot that questions that I have in mind, but first and foremost, would just love to hear kind of your relation to the hobby and collecting in general. It looks like you got some fun things behind you, and also not just sports cards, which is what I love to see.
Yeah, not just sports cards. When I was growing up, when I was 8 years old, they had the home run chase with McGwire and Sammy Sosa. And
amazing summer.
I'm actually closer to St. Louis, but I'm a Cubs fan. So Slam and Sammy is my guy. My guy.
Court bat.
Yeah, I saw that live. That was fun.
Really?
Live on TV.
Yeah, sick. I like a good live on TV shot.
Anyways, my collecting story kind of goes like this. My mom would frequent like a gas station, and they would have upper deck packs. And if I was in the gas station with her, I'd say, "Can we get a pack?" She'd say yes, and I'd open that up and it'd go in a little index card box. And that was my collecting journey until I was about 15 years old. And then I had a brother-in-law who took me to my first show. It was just a local show in the mall, and then at a local college here. He pointed out, so this is like 2005, and he said that Dwayne Wade guy is pretty good. And so I spent like $6 on his rookie card, his paper Topps card, and then fast forward to the pandemic, I'm going through everything. I'm like, there's that card. I wonder what that's worth. And I was like, whoa, I did well, right? Because pandemic pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started consuming a lot more hobby content. And in my area, we have a few hobby shops, but it's been. I don't want to make anybody sound like they're not good hobby shops or anything like that. Yeah. But we certainly didn't have like a place to like dig through bargain boxes and see, a variety of showcases and things like that, to the point where I was like, man, we really need a card show. Mm-hmm. And somebody that I've connected with who used to live in this area, he now runs the Madison Card Show, Bo Thompson, goes more by the 1 Million Cubs name. Nice. Has been kind of I call him my Jedi master about how to start a show, how to run a show, things that are important in consideration, et cetera. And now that we're entering our third year of shows, which will be our sixth show this Saturday, because we do quarterly shows now, so for a year. It's really about developing community and trying to just create something really cool.
Yeah. And is it multiple shows? Is it one show?
Yeah, so we do it 4 times a year.
Got it.
Yeah, I call
under the same name.
Under the same name. Show. Yep. And so I was kind of laying it out. So the very first show was in October of 2024, and I rented 2 rooms at a Knights of Columbus that I was like, hey, if I lose this much money, that's fine. And we had it packed to the gills. I think it was like 27 tables. And then everybody's like, we should do another show. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So then we went to the larger Knights of Columbus hall, and there's a theme here. Yeah. And we did the 4 shows there between like 35 and 42 tables. We just hit capacity very easily. And I've been working on going to a larger venue at the Knights of Columbus, just trying to keep familiarity as I'm really focused on sustained growth.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's smart.
And we have a title sponsor now. So it is the Gym City Card Show presented by the Wharf Sports Cards.
Sick.
And if you look up the Wharf Sports Cards, they're the second largest seller on Finance Collects.
Really?
A very large consignor. And just so happens the owner of that is based in Quincy. We went to high school together. He's a few years older than me. And we were like ships in the night. We're doing our own things. He's, doing like millions and millions of dollars of consignment sales.
Yeah.
I'm doing this card show, and we've connected, and I think we have a lot of the same goals, and he's supporting us. And that's really, it's been helpful, and it's very exciting.
That's epic. So, grew up ripping Upper Deck, classic packs, put them away. Pandemic comes, we all have time. You get back into it, pull out the old collection, consuming some stuff.
Yep.
Entrepreneurial business spirit comes to mind. Maybe there's an opportunity here. You start with a quick October show. Too small. How many attendees do you think was there?
I think so. I've been doing giveaways, door prizes, and I counted about 300 paper slips that people filled out that first show.
For that first show, 300.
That first show, yeah. And it's been at that or more each time. The other metric, because I do free admission, I don't charge admission. And so the other metric that I've been collecting is basically like how many giveaway packs do I give to kids? So like I've actually, just off screen here, I've got sorting trays, and my kids have been filling the packs for the kids.
Nice.
I think last show we gave away 200 packs. And so that's a whole nother part of the
area. Well, that's where I want to go to. So you've now done 5 shows, or did you do the 6th one yet?
Yeah, we've done 5, and it so happens the 6th show is this Saturday.
This Saturday coming up.
Yep.
Amazing. How many people are you expecting on Saturday?
Well, we're going to have 65 tables.
Amazing. And you sell the tables?
Yes.
What do you sell the tables for?
$40 a table, and they're 8-foot tables.
Single
So-
day event?
Single day event, and try to be very competitive and not like, how should I say this? Like, we've got a lot of local dealers who have some good stuff, but they're not necessarily folks who are like traveling to
Yeah.
the Dallas shows. Or the
Yeah,
shows.
driving in with crazy.
Right. But we do have some of those guys kind of locally that'll be there as well. So you're getting a taste of some of that, I'd say higher end stuff. And then some of the, really more collector based stuff that I think in a smaller city is really what you want.
Yeah.
And as I grow the show, I need to keep a balance of that. And that's what I hope to do.
Yeah, accessibility, high and low. And so 65 tables, free admission. What's your guess on people, how many unique heads come through on Saturday?
I'm hoping for around 500.
Amazing.
I really think that's reasonable. I think I tripled the advertising budget on Facebook. Facebook geotargeting has been kind of the best way for me to get the show out there, as well as I've got great vendors and dealers who, when they go to other shows, they're promoting it. And I don't want to not. I want to make sure I take a second to just say I've got really good dealers who have been
of course,
helpful in promoting the show.
Yep. So, what is the main challenge you face, you think?
As far as like getting larger growth into like a premiere show, like a 2-day or something like that, I think of like Shipshewana, for example. Like we are almost equidistant from, I'll say almost, within an hour of multiple hours away, but like 3 hours from Kansas City, maybe 3.5, 2 hours from St. Louis, 2 hours from the Cedar Rapids market, Quad Cities. We're 4.5 from Chicago, 2.5 from Springfield, Illinois. St. Louis, I think I said it was 2 hours away. So like we can draw people in, but you really got to create an experience to bring them here. So if you look at the area as far as like the way we do tourism here, like you can do events. There's definitely large events here, but they're 2 days and they have a pretty important draw. So the challenge is if we want to get to that side of things, I think is the sustained growth to really create a culture of quality and community. And then like
we need to book like T-Pain for Saturday night or something like that.
No. So like we've done things in this area where we have like professional golf pro-ams where they would fly in.
Nice. I like it.
And there used to be more sponsorship dollars for that sort of thing. If you wanted to find like a T-Pain to do a concert, or
what is the number one thing people that are contemplating starting shows need to know?
I think what people need to know is, do you have a space with tables? If yes, do the show. If you can find a space that is not condemned by the community health department, it can do a card show. And it doesn't need to be at a 5-star hotel. It doesn't need to be at a convention center. It can be at a rec room at a church, and it can be 20 tables. I know a gentleman who promotes a show at his synagogue in the Dallas area, and I think he does like 20 tables.
I like it.
And it's just a fundraiser for his church, and it's fun and et cetera. And he's he's a longtime Savvy veteran. So I think if there's tables, you can build it. It can happen.
What, as a vendor, what do you see? Any things that you see as a through line with all of the best vendors? What are one or two things that all of the best vendors are doing?
Yeah, number one is the ability to talk to folks, being communicative and helpful. Like I think we've seen, there was a viral video earlier where the guy was like, if you think you're getting this below comps, it's not going to happen. And maybe that was edited to a certain way. But and I'm not saying we don't have dealers who don't necessarily operate under that, but I know from people I find that have been successful, they're usually fair priced around comps, but they talk to folks. Also, people who are over generous with kids, typically those folks remember, they come back and they spend more money. So it can be a little bit of a loss leader, that sort of thing. But yeah, seems kind of like but like
Yeah, but
people who have better people skills tend to do better.
yep, I get that. I respect that. Where can people learn about the show?
The best place to follow is probably on Facebook, Gym City Card Show page. My Instagram page is under @GingerWisdom. I have a Gym City Card Show Instagram page. It's just we were talking about branding earlier. You were talking about branding earlier, and the thing that I struggle with is like separating myself from the brand. And really, I think from listening to Gary, it's really the same thing to a certain degree. So I've just tried to just do more myself
On your own self. Yeah, I think it's all. I don't think it matters too much. The only thing that matters is putting out organic content.
Right. Today I smelled a relic card. That was my content today.
I like it. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Before we get going, BJ, you have a question for me?
I do. So I wrote down a few different things. So I like this one better, I think. But what is one thing you see other industries doing and doing well that could benefit the hobby that you don't see happening?
What is one thing I see other industries doing well? I think, okay. I love cafes.
Okay.
I love cafes. I think that what I would say is that creating for shops or experiential places, being the conduit, like a show, like you're doing, right? Not making everything the focus on what the actual focus is. You have to allow people to gather and create their own experience within it as well. Right. And so that's what I guess I would say is, like be a place that whatever you're looking for people to have happen also kind of happens by accident and isn't only the main reason that people are going. Right. And so some people might come to your show just to see their friends.
Right.
And by them doing that, then they are making a purchase or learning about something for the first time is a good thing, right? And so I think this multi-utilization of space and place is something that should be thought about. And I think that goes back to brand building. And I think that goes back to sometimes the best way to get a sale is to try not to sell at all.
Right. Okay. So maybe if I'm looking at, developing my brand locally, I should consider setting up and just giving stuff away, literally not selling something at the farmer's market or
Correct.
at other places, and just get it out there and meet people where they are, kind of a thing.
That's exactly right. I think that there's so much crossover that's happening now that you need to be thinking about experience and what you're fighting for from people's time. And I think that we get so conditioned, whether it's with ads or what have you, like how can you create more by accident rather than like everyone is coming because they damn well know it's this thing.
Right. To a degree, even like at the national, that happens, right?
Yeah.
Like you go for the cards, but a lot of people go for the people, and it's the interactions and whatever happens because of that.
Yep.
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah. And then service. So then I would just go downstream because hospitality, I think everything is about service and hospitality. I think as we continue to go down this path of digitalization, of robot, of all of that, great service provided by humans is going to be held at such a premium. And I think it's such an easy thing, like you say about talking to people, but really thinking through all of the needs. Like that's why, like for me as a show, like there's free waters everywhere. There's snacks and protein like everywhere. What are we thinking about? Where to the lost leaders? How do we provide so much that it becomes such a wow experience that people love it?
Right. And that's essentially the goal. A lot of that's been door prizes and raffles and that sort of thing. But that's a good point with basically better features of offering snacks and other things.
Yeah, and don't do it as a like who's it? The Phoenix Suns do like the super cheap
Yeah.
like,
I happen to be a
concessions.
Suns fan, so yeah, Matt Ishba, he does the cheap concessions and
Yeah.
yeah,
Like that's like 25-cent water bottles, like
yeah.
all day long. You'll be known for that. You'll become known for that.
Maybe free deodorant.
Free, but that I actually think we joke about, but is actually then.
It's not bad.
But I think it's like kitschy. I think it's on the nose.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it does. Yeah,
Like I think it's a funny joke, and I even said like the smelly socks and things. But then when you go there, you're like, all right, like,
some people just smell. It's true.
and that's okay. You know what I mean?
It is okay. It really is, and it's a part of the experience. Like obviously, we don't want it to be the smelliest show known to be smelly. That's not what we're going for. However,
Correct.
anytime you have a lot of bodies in a room,
That's what I mean. You go to a baseball game and like you're
Somebody
sitting around a
stinks.
bunch of smelly dudes, and they're not like walking around being like free deodorant. We got to hold ourselves up a little bit.
That's fair. That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, Brian. I appreciate it.
Oh,
You have a big
I
show this Saturday. Oh, keep
I
going.
do. One quick question about
Yeah.
golf.
About golf.
So yeah, I want to know what's in your bag right now.
I play what are they? TP200 Titleist T200s, not TP T2.
I also play Titleist T200s.
I play Titleist T200s. I want to say they're maybe 3 years old now.
Yeah, that sounds
I
about right.
play a Sim 2 with a LA Golf shaft.
Cool.
So I've been rocking. I've been holding out on the Sim 2. I'm happy. I still have it.
I have a broken Sim 2.
It hasn't cracked on me yet, and I'm like, damn. If it does, I feel like I'm staring down Titleist as my
Mhm.
driver. I need to get a 5-wood. I played all last year with 13 clubs, and I go driver 4 hybrid.
Why not a 7-wood?
But I'm thinking about it. Tommy Fleets or who someone was
Yeah.
smacking the 7-wood around the players. Might have been Oberg. I got to put a wood in there, 5 or 7. And then I've got 4 wedges because the T200s are strong. Like the pitching wedge is like a 43. So
Yeah.
it might be pitching.
You need to you're probably carrying like a 52
I'm
and a
48,
5660.
48, 52, 56, 60.
Yeah.
And then I've got a classic Scotty, just the straight blade. I'm drawing a blank. What's the name?
Maybe like a Newport. Or,
Exactly, a Newport. It might be a Newport too, but I think I have a Newport. The 4 hybrid. I bought the 4 hybrid. It's a TS2, I think, straight
Okay.
off the rack,
Yeah.
and it's like literally one of my. I love that club, and I could
I'll-
pipe it 230, 235. So I'm like, I'm either hitting the
Don't change
driver
it.
or I'm taking this
Yeah.
thing.
I love that.
Yeah. How about yourself?
So right now I think I'm sporting a 54, a 60, and a 56 degree. Both the 54 and the 56 are pings. The 60 is Cleveland. Then the T200 irons. I can't remember what my hybrid is, but I know it's Titleist. Then I had I think it was the M2 by TaylorMade.
Yep.
After the Sim broke, I was using that. Then that broke, and these were not self-inflicted. I didn't actually break them like I would as a younger man or kid. And so I went back and I'm using an old Cobra amp. It was just like 2009 for driver. And then my favorite club is a Ping ZB Redwood. And so it's a black satin finish, and it's pretty cool. And then I 3D printed a grip for it.
You 3D printed a grip.
Yeah, so it's a Ping milled face putter. So it's carbon. It's 303 carbon steel. It came out in like 2011. So it's a blade style putter, and yeah, then I was dinking around and made a grip for it. And
I might need to take you. I might need to commission one from you for myself.
it's kind of fun creating stuff with 3D printer. I've got a provisional patent application out on something hobby related.
Love that.
A card stand. So
Sweet.
If I can figure out what to do next, maybe I'll do something with that. But I don't know. I
That's
need to
fun.
talk to some
Well,
people.
BJ, I love your energy. I love you even ending it with
Thank you,
another
Tyler.
entrepreneurial endeavor. I've enjoyed getting to know each other. This has been amazing. Keep doing your thing. I can't wait. One day I'm gonna be at your show doing Card Talk live from there.
Oh,
And,
that sounds amazing.
I just appreciate the time, man. Keep doing your thing. If we can do anything to help at any time, you just let us know. All right?
I'll keep bothering you on Instagram.
Please do. It's never a bother. Always
Take
a
care.
joy. All the best, man. Talk soon.
Thank you.
See you. All right, gang. I'm fired up. It's 8:06. We've now been live for 66 minutes. And I got to say, it feels like 5 minutes go by. My eyes are pretty, I need like blue light glasses or something. Today's been one of them days I've been staring at the damn computer all day. But I feel good. Bernard, hit me on IG. I'll answer any questions. But for now, I got a dinner to go to. So I got to wrap up. And all in all, thank you for tuning in. If you made it this far in the podcast, thank you for tuning in. Hit me with any questions. I do have some Otanis for sale. Let's see how this works. 2 proper raw Otanis. And hit me if you're interested. Talk soon. Peace.